Welcome to this Wednesday's webinar. And some of you might have read the description on LinkedIn thinking this one is going to be very, very technical. I might disappoint some of you that might not be the case. My good friends at marketing, they love AI and they love those technical terms. Unfortunately, I don't understand half of the words in the description of this webinar. So this one is going to be a little bit easier. Today, I'm going to talk about behavior on your website and your visitors' behaviors. And there are two main ones that we're going to focus on that are, would I say, the most common ones? And then we're going to talk about some of the things that you can do to improve the experience for both of them. And which are these two that I'm talking about? And you might wonder, which one are you? The first one is the exploratory seeking behavior. This is when you don't really know what you're looking for and you need to search around trying to find it. And then you have the other one, which is the known item seeking. It's the very opposite. It's when you know exactly what you're looking for and you just want the easiest way to get there. And now the question is to you, which one am I? Am I the exploratory seeking or the known item seeking? If you have a hard time to come up with the answer, it's because you are not one of them, you are both. And then you're wondering, but how? How is that possible? Well, it's because it's context and user journey dependent. So depending on the situation, sometimes you're exploring the site trying to find information, and sometimes you know exactly what you're looking for. And it's very different, those two. I'm going to give some examples on what this can look like, and I'm going to use myself as an example. And we're going to start with the experience side, and when you want to explore a site, when you don't really know what you're looking for, and how that can look like. This Christmas, I'm going to spend it with my girlfriend's family. We alternate the Christmas, not because our families doesn't get along, it's just on the other side of the planet. And we have a tradition that is Secret Santa. And for those of you that haven't played that game before, instead of buying Christmas gifts for the whole family, which is not possible in this case because we would need our own airplane to be able to travel, you get a random name and no one knows who got who. And this year I got my girlfriend's dad. And I was excited at first and said, oh, I'm gonna get something really good. And then I could not come up with anything. I was just sitting there and it's blank. So then I thought, well, okay, I'm not going to go to Google because that's not going to be so personal. I will go to another site that some of you have used before and that practically have everything that you can ever think about. Amazon. So I thought, yes, I will go to Amazon. They're going to help me. I will find exactly the perfect gift. So I went to the website. And since I didn't know what I wanted to get, I can't really use the search because what would I search for? So I looked at the site, I scrolled down a little bit, and I saw these big blocks of different categories that should somewhat help me find something. And I see deals in PCs. He's just sent his first email ever, so I don't think this is the right category. Toys under 25, no, he's a bit too old for that. Holiday deals in fashion, not really. I says beauty deals under 25, could be funny. He would probably not like it in the end. Free international returns. I do not care about that one since I will get it in Sweden. It doesn't matter. And then there's some other stuff for your home. So this did not help me even a little bit. I'm still as confused as when I just got to the site. And I think about a year ago, Amazon used to have this big top menu and you pushed a button, a drop-down menu came down and you had all of the categories. So I thought, well, I will use that one, even though I don't think anyone has ever used it before and that it's not so good. And I discovered they have changed it. Maybe it's fantastic now. This will be really hard to see, the next one, so I will explain it to you. But this is what the category looks like when you're trying to navigate without using search. Ta-da! Here we got shop by department, electronics, computer, smart home, arts and crafts, automotive, baby, beauty, personal care, women fashion, men's fashion, girls fashion, boys fashion. I'm still as confused, maybe even more confused than when I just went to the site. Okay, well, I need to narrow it down. So I will just pick one category that I might find something. So I will do the top one, electronics, and this is what happened. I got an even longer list. Camera, photo, cell phones, home audio, portable audio video, security surveillance, service plans, television video. And I'm stuck. And I'm looking at this, just thinking that this will take me hours to try to navigate through. So clearly, this is not the best way to go in this case, now when I'm trying to explore the different options. And this is pretty common on websites. Because a lot of us, when we don't know what we're looking for, we're not going to go to the search as our first alternative. We are going to go to the menu. We're going to look at the front page. What are the options? What are the things that we have here? But this was it. I didn't get any further. So my last resort was to go to the search, hoping that they have a competent search experience that will be able to give me what I'm looking for. And thankfully, when I typed in Christmas gift for father-in-law, I got a ton of hits as soon as I started typing, because they know this is a common request. So they made it easy for me if I use the search. Think about it this way. If they didn't have the suggestions here that would give me results, what would I do? Well, I would leave the site, because that is what happens when someone can't find what they're looking for on your site. And they have tried, maybe navigating through, searching on the front page, even searching. If they can't get anything that they're looking for, they will leave and they will find it somewhere else. That's the hard truth. And now you're wondering, well, did you find anything good? Well, I did get a few options that I thought was a bit funny. Since my father-in-law doesn't have LinkedIn, it's safe for me to share it here, and he's not going to have a clue. So what did I find? Well, we have number one. I found a coffee mug that says best father-in-law in the galaxy. It's okay. I don't think that one is going to fly. And then I saw something that I thought was a little bit funny. A toilet timer. And yes, there is some sand filling the toilet up as well, probably telling you when it's time to exit. Most likely I will get that one because I think that one is funny myself. And then I found an apron, Daddy-O of the patio, which could be fun when he's out barbecuing. So I did get something in the end, but if their search wasn't good, I would not have found these things. No way, I would not think about finding it myself or typing in anything that would give me this. So that is the exploratory behavior when you're searching around trying to find it yourself. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's hard. We're going to move into the complete opposite, which is the known item seeking. This weekend, as most weekends has been the last 20 years of my life, I've been in a bowling alley somewhere in Sweden playing games. And this time we were playing a league match, and there was a guy in the other team that played a lot better than I did. And then I look at what bowling ball is he using? Is that better than the one I have? Perhaps. So I remember the name of it, wrote it down, so I could look into maybe getting one for myself, and maybe I will be better. It doesn't really work that way, but we still think so. And it's this one, this lovely piece called Journey. Fun fact that I don't think anyone of you knew before, the company making this type of bowling ball has a patent on putting smells on the bowling balls. This one smells like kiwi and melon. Just think about that for a second. How incredible is that? We will leave the bowling ball and go back to search. Now the question is, how can we make it better? And there are a few different things to keep in mind, but the first question we should ask ourselves, and we should probably do this maybe not every day, but at least once in a while, this question. What is the purpose of our website? why do we even have a website? Is it for our customers to be able to give them information? Is it for them to buy products? Is it for students to find a new program to apply for? What is it we have? And what is the purpose? Depending on the purpose of the site, depending on what type of content, it could vary a little bit on how you could apply the things I'm going to show you now. But the first one has been very popular the last couple of years. You see more and more using this. I think it started mainly with IT companies that were really good and was a little bit ahead of their time. And it was about using chat. And there are three primary chat functions that you can use on a website. The first one, that is probably the one that you think about, is a live chat. And this is common in technical support, where you can write in, if you have a problem with your router at home or you have a question about an invoice, you can write in the chat and a person will write back to you. This is amazing. And a lot of people prefer to use that over calling in, sitting in 30 minutes waiting. That is a good way of handling it. So you have the live chat. That one requires a person or multiple people to sit to answer back. That's also pretty expensive. So that might not be the option for everyone. Then you have option number 2, which you see pretty often on governmental websites, and when you have very important information that you want to make sure that people get the good answers to. Then you manually input the most asked questions, and then you type the answer yourself to ensure what the answer is going to be. This requires a lot of work, but it can turn out to be pretty good and pretty useful. Because if you have the option of a chat popping up and you can find your own question there, well, that will make it easy to find things, especially if you were in my phase where you were just exploring the site trying to find something. If I had a chat popping up telling me that, what are you looking for? If I would say Christmas gift already in that box, I would get an answer and a link to that category. That would have made it better for me. The third option, and this is for the ones that are a little bit techy out there, is to start using AI. How do you use AI in a chat? Well, there are multiple companies that are doing this right now, indexing the content of your website. Based on that information, it will be able to answer questions. The benefit of this is, of course, there are questions that you can't even think of that your visitors are asking. And that's okay, because the AI will be able to answer it, even if you didn't know the question beforehand. So that is another option. But using a chat could help with a lot of people getting confused or getting lost on your site. We're going to move to number 2. And I like this one a lot because it's very neat and you don't see it very often, but it helps a lot. And the people that will benefit from this thing I'm going to show now is when you don't know exactly what you're looking for, or maybe you have a ton of things on your website and you want to make an easy way to filter out information to give them a really good result. And I'm going to show an example. This is a site in Denmark that has been translated to English. And the goal here is to find a program to study. And this is going to be a video that is going to go pretty fast, but I'm going to try to explain it to you. You have the course assistant. When you start it, you're going to get a question. How long course do you want to study? A long or a short course? When you pick that, you can choose, is there a specific subject or any other category that you would want to study? And then you can choose, should it be located in a certain area? If you're looking at schools, maybe you have a geographical preference, or maybe even have a specific school in mind. Press that school or the geographical area. And then when would you like to start? And is there anything else you want to add? By answering these questions, you're able to get a result in the end that is just going to be based on what you have pressed before. This makes it so much easier for a visitor to actually find information, and just answering a few questions, that is not hard. And if you have a lot of people using their phone, It's so convenient to just be pressing instead of typing long sentences and scrolling around. A very nice option to have. So would recommend looking into that. That could be a little bit harder depending on the search engine you have today and your web agency, or if you have in-house people that could do it. But a lot of companies offer something like this out there. Really useful. So think about that one. We are moving on to number 3. And it's about the search engine. We talked about this in the other webinars as well. And it is very important because, like you saw with my example with Amazon, I couldn't find anything on the front page. The menu was very, very long and complicated. I was lost. So I had to go to the search. Now, the challenge here is that most companies and organizations don't work with their search, not as much as they should or have to, which means that one won't be as smart as what Amazon had. And I might not be as lucky on your site. And I might leave because I didn't get the answers that I wanted. So what can we do to improve it? Well, number 1, make sure that you get relevant results. How do you do that? Well, number 1, start testing your search engine for the most common things that people look for, or maybe the most common product that you sell, or the information that most people want. If you have any analytics tool on your site, you can find the most popular pages. You can find that in any tool. Use that to your help to make sure that these are the relevant results popping up. When you have people that are the known item seeking, if you type in something, say it's a product name, they should get the result, and that one should be in the top always. There should not be anything confusing them. And if there are, that's something that should be fixed, because these people, they just want to find what they're looking for, go to the register, check out, goodbye. Don't make it harder than it has to be. Synonyms. Are they searching for similar things, but not getting any results at all? This one is so simple, yet so many people forget about this one. Add synonyms to the most popular searches that you have to make sure that they get the result anyways. They shouldn't need to try 3 or 4 times to search for a word to get a hit on your site. The first time, that's when they should get the result. Misspellings. We don't have any misspellings on our site. Well, that might be true. Well, I don't really think so, if I'm being honest. You probably have. But you might have a product name that is very complicated. You know how to spell it. Does your customers? The most common ways people would misspell those products, you could add and make sure that they get hits anyways. They don't even need to get a correction that, did you mean this? Showing that they did something wrong. You can just give them the result directly, which is a nice way to do it. Ask questions. This is a bit fun and a little bit new as well. This is when we implement AI into the search engine, which means that instead of just searching for a product or a keyword, you could ask a question directly in the search field. Why would you want to do that? Because it makes it easier for the visitors. They could ask something about your products. They could write a short description what you're looking for. They could get an answer generated by sort of a chat, but they will also get the list of the products, so they can go in and find what you're looking for. So being able to ask questions in the search is getting more and more important, and it's something that we start to appreciate more, to get more of a human answer when interacting with the site. Last one, different result pages. Okay, we need to stop at this one for a second, because I think a lot of people might not be sure what I'm talking about. If you have a site that have different types of content, say that maybe you have some products, maybe you sell some courses or training, maybe you have a customer support page, maybe you have a career page, might be different kind of content. In your search, you have the ability to add categories. So I could press that right now I'm looking at products, when I'm searching for products, I'm going to get a very big, nice overview of all of the products within what I've been searching for. That makes it easier for me to scroll down and look at the different options. Similar to if you're looking to buy, a new shirt and you go to a website and you can see multiple options. You can just scroll and it's so much faster than seeing them one by one. You could have that for the products. When it comes to the career page, maybe you don't want to have it in that sort of format. Then you can have a nice list view with the job title, with a nice image and a description that they can look at. And when it comes to customer support and technical support, maybe you have a frequently asked questions. Maybe you have a different sort of help center that they will go into. And yes, that can also be classified as a search result page. And it doesn't need to be the boring list view for everything you're looking for. Different type of content would benefit from having a different visual way of being presented to your audience. So there you have some things to think about. So we talked about the exploratory way of searching a website, not knowing exactly what you're looking for. We talked about the known seeking, knowing exactly what you want, and how we could improve it. Number one, think about having a chat. Live person chatting, maybe you manually input answers and questions, or using AI to get some extra support. Working with the search engine, making that one better, sharper results, relevancy, all of those things to make the experience better. Make sure that if you can't find it on the website navigating, at least the search needs to be good enough to give them an answer, no matter what. And then I also show the way how you can guide a visitor by pressing different options, filtering out information to present something that they could comprehend instead of overwhelming them, which is what we most often do. That is everything from this webinar. I'm going to open up for questions. And before I do, I want to mention that next week, we're going to talk about how to improve your site search more in detail. And a little spoiler, we are going to show some of the things that we do that we think makes all of the difference. So make sure to tune in on that one. With that, I'm checking with my cameraman and marketing and dear friend Jacob. Do we have any questions in the chat? Or was everything crystal clear?
Let's have a moment.
Could be questions regarding to the bowling ball. If you're interested in that, I can answer most things as well. Seems like it was crystal clear. Good job, Joakim. I will see you guys next Wednesday, and make sure not to miss that one. And all of these webinars will be on our YouTube channel. So if you missed it or want to share with a colleague, please go ahead and do so. Over and out from Copenhagen.